I wanted to see if anyone had any other questions. Maria V. Snyder, she just became a New York Times best-selling author, and she was one of the first people to give me a blurb for my book. Getting a blurbs for the back of your book is sometimes a very difficult thing. Sometimes the publisher can do it. Sometimes the author has friends that can do it. I was fortunate. One of my role models when I was younger that really got me into reading and writing, his name was Douglas Hill. He's a best-selling author of 70 books, and he actually was in Canada, voted the #1 most influential writer in Canada for young adult novels. And well, it influenced me, to want to write. And I wrote his agent a letter, and his agent forwarded that email to him. And he lived in either England or Canada, one of those two. By this time, he's it was in his 70s. And I told him, hey, you're my inspiration. Can you give me a blurb? You want to read my book and give me a blurb? And he wrote back and said, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And it was kind of sentimental to me because he died soon after that. Was hit by a bus. But it was really neat to me that this person who really helped me to want to write and to want to read was willing to read my book, and he wrote me several emails after that, just how excited he was for my book. The exciting action of Star Wars with the humor of Napoleon Dynamite.
Really?
Wow.
Diana Farrell Francis. She's written several trilogies.
That's a good compliment.
I know.
Yeah, I'm going to use that now.
Yes. Everything she does is just absolutely crazy with her powers. She doesn't understand why. She's not very good at magic. And she's from another parallel world, kind of like another dimension. And she's wondering, why is it that nobody here on Earth can do magic? Because there's a power in the air that she uses to do magic, and Earth has tons of this stuff, but nobody here knows how to use it. And she accidentally takes Simon to another world, where all of a sudden he discovers he can do magic, but she can't. And so the roles have been reversed, and now they're stuck because they use magic to get to other worlds. And so the idea in the book is, why is it that all of a sudden he can do magic without this substance in the air? And how do we get back home? And of course, there's another storyline going on as well with the older characters, and both storylines merge together at the end.
Well, the main character is 12, 13 years old. He's 12 years old as the book starts. The idea for him was me. That's how old I was. I was 13, 14 years old when I started writing the book, and so that was me. And then what was funny is that 12 years later I started writing the book again. I'm like, hey, I'm not a 12-year-old anymore, and so I created another character who was in his late 20s, so that I could relate to him as well. So the book is actually about me as a kid and then me older as well, loosely based on the characters.
And the idea was that Simon is hopefully eventually going to become like him. He starts out a little bit of a nerd. I wasn't so much of a nerd as a kid, but I definitely looked a lot like him and wanted friends. And so hopefully the two storylines will merge together as you read that. Maybe we'll do a little activity to help in that regard, because I know that's usually one of the hardest things, most difficult things for authors to do, is to just come up with the idea. Some of them get writer's block. They can't even think of what to write. Fortunately, I don't have that problem. Sometimes when I'm writing, I can't type fast enough. The ideas are flowing, and usually with me, it's like I'm watching a movie, and I'm just describing what I see, and I'm just typing as fast as I can to get it. I know several authors are kind of like that too. You in the back? One thing I do is when I get an idea, I'll write it down. I have a little PDA here, so wherever I am, I just write it down. This book right here, I wrote before Harry Potter. I got the ideas before Harry Potter, and I have all the reviewers I've gotten have been really good, except for I got one review where they said, oh, you stole from Harry Potter, and stole, and even the characters are similar, and I'm like, I knew this would happen, but like one of the characters, Tanya, her hair is green. Well, it doesn't stay green. Her hair changes with her moods. So when she gets angry, her hair turns red. Well, I had written this before the 5th Harry Potter book, Tonks. And I was like, okay, well, my character, she has no control over it. It just happens. And she hates it because everybody knows what she's feeling. But Tonks, yeah, she can control it. In the movie, she doesn't control it. She gets angry and her hair turns red. And I'm like, oh, that's... So it got me a little upset when I saw that. So that's an example of, you know what, people get the same ideas. Back in 1990 when I came up with this idea, funny trivia, that's the same year that J.K. Rowling got her idea. Must have been something in the water. Yeah.